Gusto mo bang maging bilyonaryo? Pero what if sasabihin ko sa'yo that being a billionaire requires luck? Yes, requires luck. And this is based on the research and interviews that I've been conducting na mga multiple billionaires, no? So, in this video, i-discuss natin yan and I'm gonna dissect. I know this is gonna be a controversial topic, pero i-share ko sa'yo based on my experience and based on what I have learned from others. So, hello guys, my name is Fibo Lim and welcome to Decades in Minutes, where I compress decades worth of knowledge and experience and share it to you in just minutes. So, for today, I'm gonna share with you my learnings from the billionaires so that for those na gusto maging bilyonaryo, alam nyo what to do and how to do it. Okay? So, balik tayo that being a billionaire requires luck. Okay? And the first time that I heard this was from Mark Cuban. Okay? So Mark Cuban is a billionaire sa US and he is famous by being an investor sa Shark Tank. Shark Tank is a TV show wherein billionaires invest in startup businesses. Okay? So, sinabi niya na all billionaires became a billionaire through luck. This is a shocking statement knowing na magaling si Mark Cuban, knowing na marami siyang kumpanya ngayon, and knowing that he is an investor in Shark Tank, which is a popular TV show. Okay? So this is also shocking to me na even though naging billionaire siya, tapos after a few years, siguro lampas 20 years na right now, yun pa din yung statement niya. Ito yung statement niya, no? If a billionaire will tell you na he got rich without luck, he is lying. Just imagine that, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung paniniwala niya na lahat ng bilyonaryo is naging bilyonaryo through luck. Now, at first, yun nga, na-shock ako. Then, I did my research. And then, after interviewing multiple billionaires, I say na it's true. Okay? It's true. And here's what I noticed. Every single billionaire was able to do one thing. Okay? Was able to do one thing. And that is to what? To ride the wave. Okay? So, they're probably nakasakay sila sa isang trend. I'm gonna give you examples on this. Okay? So, first is, of course, yung example ibibigay ko is more of the Philippine market para mas makarelate kayo. And disclaimer lang, this is based on my personal opinion and it's up to you on how you interpret it and it's up to you if you're gonna believe me or not, but this is based on my personal opinion. Okay? So, if you look at Rosmar, okay? In my opinion, tingin ko, she has already reached that status or probably near that status. And if you look at her, in just a span of 1 to 2 years, okay, sabihin natin 2 years, na-reach niya yung status na yun. But if you notice, paano niya ba na-reach yung status na yun? It's because of TikTok, right? So, if Rosmar would have started right now, as of me uploading this video, which is 2024, I don't think she will be able to get the same wealth. Because pumutok siya, she started 2020, 2021, around that time, nung bago pa lang yung TikTok dito sa Pilipinas, right? If you look at Glenda naman, Glenda de la Cruz, is nag-start siya way before TikTok. However, I feel like there was a perfect timing kung kailan siya nag-start because that was the timing wherein, now, etong kwentong to is from a trusted friend of mine. So, there was this skincare that time, no? Dr. Alvin. And nung time na yon is nagka-problem yung product. So, what happened is, na-stop muna yung production or na-stop mo yung distribution ng product na yon. And yung Dr. Alvin has distributors. So, syempre, kailangan nilang kumita, kailangan nilang product to sell. So, it was a timing din that Glenda started her own skincare. At that time, it was a soap, you know, something like that. So, what happened was, there were already distributors who are currently selling or naghahanap sila ng product to sell. And at that time, walang masyadong product to sell. So, therefore, it was easy for Glenda to get those distributors. Okay? So, kumbaga, yes, I'm not saying na pag sinabi kong easy, parang talagang wala siyang ginawa. But the point here is, it was easier back then compared to if she would start today. Okay? Kumbaga, the competition back then was so small na easy to acquire market share. And let me share with you my experience din. Yes, hindi pa ako bilyonaryo, pero share ko lang sa'yo on how I was able to, skyrocket my brand just like that. Okay? It was during the pandemic, and we know that maraming nalugi ng negosyo during the pandemic, but meron din mga business na nag-flourish. And one of those businesses is also mine, no? I was selling digital products, and that was the time na pumutok talaga yung brand ko. Okay? At that time, around 2020, 2021, just imagine we were spending 6 digits in advertising. Okay? So that's around 100,000+ in paid advertising, both in Facebook and in YouTube. Okay? So the returns were crazy. And if I would have launched that product today, I won't get the same returns, and probably I won't be able to spend the same amount. Okay? It was because the timing was right, wherein businesses who did not, kung isang negosyo ka tapos wala kang online presence, you're gonna be dead during the pandemic. So what happened was, everybody was flocking to get my program because they didn't have a choice. So the returns were higher. At that time pa nga, may lockdown. So just imagine, I was doing a webinar at 8 p.m., okay? And the curfew was 8 p.m., so therefore, everybody was at home. Our show-up rates doubled. Our conversion rates doubled. So that means, look at this, nag-double yung show-up rate from 25, naging 40 to 50% yung average show-up rate. Conversion rates doubled from 5% people who usually buys the program, around 10 to 15% buy. And also, the cost of advertising also nag-half din. Okay? So, from 30 pesos cost per lead, naging even 10 pesos cost per lead. Okay? So, what that means is that's 2 times 2 times 2. So, that's 4 times 8. So, just imagine, just by doubling every part of the sales process, nag-8 times yung naging profit namin. And because of that, we can now spend more in advertising because we're highly profitable, okay? And because of that, I believe in riding the wave and riding a particular trend, okay? So, now, here's one of the tips na mabibigay ko sa inyo, because in terms of riding the wave is, alright, so I just turned on the lights kasi medyo madilim na. But going back to the topic is, in terms of riding the wave, okay, one thing that I noticed is this. You do not know that you're riding the wave until the wave is finished. Okay? So, hindi mo alam na nasa wave ka pala up until nawala na yung wave. Okay? Now, take note na it is not enough. Okay? So, by the way, ito yung sinabi ko na luck. Okay? Because etong wave, you know, yeah, you have to wait for it. So, may luck involved. Pero, I would say na being a billionaire, or just by riding the wave, just by luck, it doesn't make you a billionaire right away. Kailangan meron kang 2 other factors. Okay? And this is based on my own analysis. So what is these 2 other factors na kailangan mo for you to be able to ride the wave? Okay? The second criteria for you to become a billionaire is this. You should be, okay, you are in the waters. Ibig sabihin, para makasakay ka ng wave, kailangan nasa tubig ka muna. Okay? Hindi pwedeng dumaan na yung, nagka-wave, tapos wala ka sa waters. So what does that mean when I say na dapat nasa waters ka? What that means is you are already doing business. Okay, for example, let's go back to Rosmar. Okay, so before TikTok, Rosmar was already selling. Probably Rosmar was already selling skin products, okay, or whatever products. So what happens is when she started uploading content on TikTok, it was an easier way to sell kasi meron na siyang existing products. Kumbaga, madali na lang para sa kanya kumita. Pero just imagine, kung she was just uploading contents pero wala siyang product. So most probably, she will just have a following but no sales, right? And there's a lot of that in TikTok na sobrang sikat pero walang benta. Okay, sobrang sikat pero yung income hindi pantay sa fame, right? And yun yung naging difference ni Rosmar, because Rosmar, before TikTok is she was already selling, and therefore, hihintayin na lang na dumating yung wave. So, she was already in the waters. Okay? Balik tayo kay Glenda. So, Glenda was already selling as well, doing online selling. So, therefore, nung dumating yung wave, dumating yung trend o right timing, which is, you know, nagka-problem yung Dr. Alvin na products and distributors were available and they were looking for product to sell, Glenda was ready because she was already in the waters. Okay? So that's my second criteria. So the third criteria for you to be able to ride the wave is this, okay? Is you should know how to surf. So ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng first time mo pa lang mag-business, wala ka pang idea, wala ka pang knowledge, o hindi ka pa hinog, tapos dumating yung wave, wala, malulunod ka lang. It will make your scenario or your situation worse. However, if a wave is coming, you're already in the waters, and you know how to surf, then you can ride the wave. So what does knowing how to surf mean? Okay, this is your skill sets and knowledge as an entrepreneur. Knowing this, it made me realize na, kasi, would you agree na naiisip kasi natin na bakit mas magaling naman ako, mas may alam naman ako kaysa sa kanya, pero mas mayaman siya. Tama? So it's possible na may mga skills and knowledge din siya, pero nakasakay siya ng isang wave, it's either maliit o malaki. Sa atin is, yes, magaling tayo, sobrang galing surfer natin, okay? Pero yung hindi pa dumating yung wave natin. Kumbaga, hindi pa dumating yung time natin. And when I understood that, it made me realize to myself na, you know, just be patient, no? Kasi, minsan, naging impatient tayo. And, we put our blame to ourselves, no? Bakit hindi pa rin ako mayaman? Bakit hindi ko pa rin na-achieve yung dream income ko? And, what if I tell you na, yes, you're already a good surfer, you're already in the waters, and you should continue to become in the waters, and you just have to wait for your time. The problem is, for most people, magaling sila na surfer, okay? Pero since hindi sila nakakakuha ng result, hindi na na-achieve yung dream income nila, umaalis na sila sa waters. And then when a wave comes, they can't ride the wave kasi they're now out of business. Does that make sense? So yeah, hope you learned a lot from this. And to summarize of what I shared, no? Being a billionaire requires luck, okay? Pero, luck is equal to opportunity plus preparedness. Ibig sabihin, kailangan hindi lang may opportunity na dumating, dapat prepared ka din. And that's how luck happens. So yeah, this is Fibo Lim. Hope you got value from this. Let me know in the comment section what your biggest takeaway is. And see you in our next video.